First of all, let me take this opportunity to wish you, Ricardo, the family here at Orion, and the St. Martin people here and abroad, Happy New Year. Happy New Year, and I wish that this year would be a much better year for all of us than last year in particular, but then in the previous years, as we look forward to a new year, a new decade, we also look forward to greater opportunities for us individually, but also collectively as a nation. I see a lot of opportunities, and I think it's as much as we don't want an election now, as much as you hear people saying that this is not the right time for an election, what I see is also an opportunity to try to fix some things. The hurricane came, and it wasn't a good experience. But after the hurricane, you heard people saying, well, Irma exposed a lot of things. And this is an opportunity to fix some things that, we had been ignoring for a while. I think this election, more than any other election, is giving us the opportunity to address some things. And just the mere fact that you see 112 candidates, I think this is the most we've ever had, right? You have a brand new party, you have new parties coming and going, but you have a brand new party made up of exclusively what I would say young people. So you have a lot more young people wanting to get involved. I think they feel the same sense of urgency like a lot of us who've been here, who've been living here. You feel that there's some problems, some challenges, and you want to get involved, you want to help. And then you see more people wanting to get involved. And I think that should give us all a sense of wanting to also do our part as voters. Yes, you're a little frustrated that there's a new election now, but it's also an opportunity to bring about change. And I think true change can come about if we vote responsibly. Because you just asked me, why, would I want to be elected in Parliament? As you may know, I'm working right now at the University of the Bahamas, and I left after thinking for a very long time, what's my contribution here? How much more can I give? And how can my skills be used in a way that makes me feel like I'm growing personally, but also like you're giving back, to something bigger than yourself. And it took a while to make that decision to go to the Bahamas. And then I got a number of calls. But before that, I stayed tuned in, You listen to SOS, you read a little bit of the newspaper online, etc. You hear, oh, Jesus, new elections in St. Martin. Oh, Jesus. But when I finally played with the idea in my head, it was like, okay, so what are you going to do about it? You could stay away and say, yeah, you could complain. And it kind of like, that was the feeling initially. Again. But I believe that I have skills. I think I have a skill set that can be used here at this time. We're going through what looks like a crisis, but I think also an opportunity to grow and to get it right. And I think of all the talented people that are on this island, I think I can also lend my voice, lend my skills to this conversation moving forward. So I'm hoping that I will have a message that would resonate with some people, enough people, that might consider me as, seeing me as your representative in Parliament, or, playing a role that can move this island forward. Yeah.
Now, you know that education is your background.
Yes.
Right? Mm-hmm. What can you do to improve our education?
Oh, wow. Yeah. For years, I've been talking about a number of different parts of the puzzle, right? Because the education as an issue is a big thing. You hear everybody saying education is the key, education. It's a nice catchphrase, but what does it mean, right? What does it really mean? There are a number of specific things that I think need to be addressed, some on the short term, so you can address certain things with laws, but also on the longer term. On the long term, I really believe that we have to do a complete overhaul of our education system. I've been saying this for at least the last 15 years. And when I say a complete overhaul, I'm thinking about a model for a curriculum that can be given one curriculum throughout the entire island. As crazy as this sounds, throughout the entire island, that will produce, though, the best kind of St. Martin students to not just work and to survive, but to thrive in a St. Martin society, but a student who could be a global student. What am I talking about? I'm talking about, for example, core courses that every St. Martin child should have, and it should be mandated by law. This is the core curriculum for the nation of St. Martin. They have this in other countries where you choose, you say every single St. Martin child that comes out of the school system in St. Martin is versed in XYZ. So civics, for example, culture, history, geography, money management, etc. Every St. Martin child coming out of a modern day curriculum should have that basic education. So when I talk about money management, how to manage your money, how to invest your money, how to understand money, so that as a student, when you leave the education system, you can just go right into the real world and you can do well. When I think of IT, technology, etc., not just how to do a couple of classes here and there, but are we going to produce students that understand technology, but also that can become producers of technology, so that the St. Martin child, the average child with the average curiosity, after having a basic education from the basic curriculum, could see himself, for example, developing an app. And an app may be specific to St. Martin, but maybe an app that the whole world can use. We don't know yet, because the potential is there for every child. The St. Martin child is not any different than the child anywhere else in the world. They are the same. We have the same nose, the same eyes, the same brains, the same extremities. The question is, how do we nurture that? Every society has an opportunity to create the kind of individual they want to function in their society. And oftentimes this is done through institutions, school being one of them. So if you tell yourself, like the Japanese have done, like the other Asian countries have done, like the countries in the Middle East are doing, United States, Europe, etc. Everywhere in the world, you create a curriculum that is going to create the product that you want in the society later. So if you know what you want, you create a basic curriculum. So multilingual person, the St. Martin student, all of them would be multilingual. They would be XYZ. And that's a long-term plan. And getting there from where we are right now, you'd have to make some adjustments because it can't happen overnight. It's not something that can happen, okay, we throw it out and we say, this is what we want to produce. These are some of the changes that we need to make. These are some changes that we can make on the short term. These are some changes we can make on the long term. On the short term, where legislation is concerned, for example, the compulsory education law. It's there, compulsory education for every child in St. Martin. But there are some loopholes in the law. There are some real loopholes in the law that can be adjusted immediately to deal with things like how long should a child have lived here before you can say, you must be in school. Is it a child that came yesterday on vacation? Or is it a child that has lived here 3 months, 6 months, or whatever? That's not yet stipulated in the law. And so you get, people who come at the last minute, people who've been here out of school, etc. Some way, so you have to address it.
GEBE has been faithfully serving the communities of St. Martin, powering your home and our economy. Come rain or shine, our qualified team of professionals are working hard 24 hours a day to provide you and your family with safe, reliable electricity and water. We use the latest technologies and test our products daily to maintain the highest international standards. Our friendly staff is always there to assist you, whether in person, over the phone, or online. We are committed to constantly improving our products and services, making them more efficient, effective, and environmentally friendly to serve you better today and our next generation of clients tomorrow. GEBE, powering a brighter future.
Our friend Megawati is here with tips to save you energy. 1. Turn your airco temperature up. 2. Use a ceiling fan instead. 3. Buy energy-saving products. Save some green with NVGEBE.
I am here at the Melford Hazel Sport Facility in Soccer Garden, and here you can see that since Hurricane Irma, this facility has not yet been repaired. You can see the damages on the lights, you can see the basketball hoops, you can see that the children cannot use this as the way it's supposed to be used. So the 1 cent per liter gasoline and the 1 cent per liter diesel is what will be used in order to bring this facility back up to par so that our youths, our children can use it the way it was intended. We are here at the Rawulilage Sport Complex in Cahill, and we can see that the damages of Hurricane Irma is still visible, and all of it has not yet been repaired. I am here by the St. Peter's Basketball Court by the Rupert Maynard Community Center. Here you can see that this basketball court that is so much needed for the children still need repairs, and you can see the damages of Hurricane Irma still visible. I am Rudolph Samuel, your number 6 candidate on the National Alliance slate. I am asking you for your support and your vote in the upcoming parliamentary elections on January 9th, 2020.
In our 2019 closing of the year press briefing, I've gave a review on areas that we believe that this affordable health fruits and vegetable program brought to the general public of St. Martin, which was also carried in the Daily Herald and also by Mr. Ricardo Williams' station. We have to thank those entities that have covered us throughout 2019. And some of the areas that we highlighted were the accomplishments, that over 7,000 families not only benefited from the program, but economically also, that they were able to save in great amount of money, like we predicted before, that 35% on every 100 guilder or dollars, we can guarantee that families will save. We were able to influence the market, which is the high prices that were being charged. We were able also to identify where the manipulation sat, which is with the importers of the fruits and vegetables. So I'm recapping what we said last December, which was just 2 weeks back. We also influenced and caused that the prices on the island fell greatly because of the so-called participation in the market by us. And so we influenced that we saw from the French side right down to the Dutch side that prices were falling. One thing, yes, what we did and they have not matched to this date is the quality issue. We brought great standard quality to also give them an example of what is quality. When you want to charge those prices, then mean you need to match it with proper quality also. We proved that and it's still proven that their quality is still not up to level. It's remained the same quality even though they dropped their prices, but the product still remain a garbage product. We have also highlighted on the issue of the pensioners, the AOV, especially pensioners, that their small pension, that attention needs to be given because we miss them during the middle of the month, and we know that they had no purchasing power, and that's one of the reasons we are giving attention to the increase of AOV pension, drastic increase that is needed, and solution, which we do have for the pensioners. Lately, we also need to applaud the fact by some politician that has now jumped on the bandwagon and is carrying the message of poverty. While applauding them for carrying the message, and they've been around so long, but the right message is not being carried because everyone now wants to just try to clone, copy, and address partly the issue of poverty. But listen to the anti-poverty message here once more. Poverty, yes, but we are talking here about the eradication of poverty. So don't give half message. But the full message is that no one should live in poverty. So we need to go on a mission to eradicate poverty and stop with this cheap political play game that is taking place. We also need to make an appeal not to pervert the meaning of poverty, best said the eradication thereof. And we find that it is disgraceful what is happening during election time. But yeah, politicians are politicians. I'm a politician myself, but I'm not of that DNA. I'm truthful to the fact, and I have a proven record. Now, someone, especially there is a particular politician that has brought in a container and given away free food, free fruits and vegetables. It is a pure copycat situation. We have nothing against because we are seeing that people are being helped. However, we are making a strong appeal upon this particular politician and any other who are playing on the sentiment of the poor and the needy to stop it, because it is cheap politics and it is a matter of vote buying. Okay? These folks are fake. They are manipulators. They take advantage of the poor and needy under these circumstances. These folks, based on my calculation, over the past 9 months, collected over 16 million guilders in Parliament collectively. And they have not brought up any plan or program that would have alleviated the poor and the needy from out of their situations. To come today, January or December 31st, on Facebook, or go online or the social media, to prove that we brought in a 20-foot container. By the way, the anti-poverty platform, not being in office, brought in 40-footer. We don't collect $10,000, but our mere little income, we assemble and put it together, and brought great benefit to 7,000 people to this country, in this country. More than what, collectively, Parliament, the Dutch government, or any other institution can prove that they help the people of St. Martin. The people need to be taken out of or raise their standard of living, to increase their standard of living. Talk about and tell the people about better wages that you all who collected 16 million guilders have not done by protecting them to short-term contract. This was not done. So running around with a container, sharing 500 guilders worth of food to certain families, and I'm sure people in need are not receiving this. I hope that is not based on their ability to vote in the upcoming election, but truly because they are poor and they are needy, and that you are giving them a handout for now.
Make use of WIB mobile banking with easy access and direct usage of face recognition, PIN code, or fingerprint. Download WIB mobile banking app and make your transaction from anywhere at any time. For more information, visit wib-bank.net/quick-login.
The 2020 AOV maximum amounts increased with 1 guilders. Today is the second day of 2020. It is a tradition every year to wish one another a happy new year. The seniors, the widows, and the orphans just collected their January pension money, with most of them receiving a cost of living increase of less than 1 guilder a month, which is less than 3 cents a day. Can you imagine that the official announcement in the December 23rd newspaper about the 2020 old age pensions amounts and for the widows and orphans was that the cost of living in 1 year time only increased 0.09%? As a consequence, the maximum old age pension was increased from 1,115 to 1,116 guilders, so with only 1 guilder a month. The widows younger than 42 years received the same pension amount as last year, whereas the widows from 42 and older and the disabled persons received only 1 guilder increase on the maximum amount. All the orphans received the same amount as last year. So did the prices in St. Martin in 1 year time went up with only 1 guilder? Does an increase of maximum 1 guilder a month or less than 3 cents a day make you happy? As Anti-Poverty Platform, we protested this official announcement. We have illustrated that the 0.09% increase based on the third quarter of 2018-2019 Consumer Price Index is unlawful. The law states clearly that the cost of living adjustment must be based on the Consumer Price Index of August 2018 to 2019. In an urgent meeting that we had 1 day before Christmas with the Minister of VSR, Ms. Pamela Gordon-Carty, she promised us to revisit the decision which was taken. We hope that we also will be included in the task force to revisit the unlawful cost of living increase to get more transparency. What will be the legal pension increase for the seniors, the widows, the orphans, and the disabled persons remains to be seen. According to our estimates, the increase should somewhere between 7 to 10 guilders a month. Who does not want to be happy 365 days of the year? Well, so far, we haven't heard one candidate for the parliamentary election promise to make our social pensions equal to the ones in the Netherlands, which is already the case in the French Republic on the northern side of our island. Our second topic, the SOAB, the Government Accountants Bureau, denies that seniors, widows, and orphans were paid less old age pension monies. In our press conference of December the 12th, 2019, quoted in the Daily Herald of December the 21st, we have quoted an SOAB statement about the old age pensions, the widow's pensions, and the orphan pensions in the annual accounts of SZV of 2018. They said that there were differences between what the law stipulates and what SZV paid to the seniors, what SZV paid to the widows, and what SZV paid to the orphans. We ask the following questions. Are they getting less than what they lawfully have to receive? And if they are receiving less than what lawfully has to be paid to them, how and when will they get the difference not paid out to them? Well, SZV sent us an email with a reaction of the Government's Accountants Bureau, SOAB, on our statements which appeared in the newspaper of December the 21st. The SOAB replied to a request from SZV for a reaction on our statements in the Daily Herald on the difference in payment of the pension amounts. The SOAB junior manager said, the statement of the Consumers Coalition was correct. Number 2, the amounts paid out are not in the law. Number 3, but, he said, SZV is not paying less than it ought to pay. The maximum amounts that SZV is using as published on their website are higher than the legislation. SZV has indexed the social pensions. However, there was no national decree containing general measures to ratify these indexations.